Hi there, this is Joshua Howard from 180 Theory Hypnotherapy in Denver, Colorado. And in this video, I'm going to help you feel good for no reason at all. So I hope that sounds like something enjoyable and something you'd like to experience. And if so, we need to go ahead and just find a spot on this wall right here behind me and stare at it. It doesn't really matter where you choose to stare, but just go ahead and stare. Know that you don't have to blink, you don't have to move, you don't have to think. All you need to do is just stare at that spot as you pay attention to the words that I'm saying to you. And as you pay attention to those words, just notice yourself starting to feel more relaxed. And it doesn't really matter whether your eyes start to feel so heavy and droopy that you need to close them, or whether you just allow yourself to keep them open, or you struggle to keep them open. It really doesn't matter. Just allow yourself to keep staring at that spot on the wall, knowing that as you're staring at that spot, you can hear the words that I'm saying, you can experience the things that I'm talking about, and you can notice yourself starting to feel more relaxed. And as you're staring at that spot, you can start to think about any thoughts that you want to think about. It's not really important what it is that you think about. All that's important is that you keep your attention focused on that spot there on the wall. And just let yourself drift and float and relax. Maybe your eyes want to close, maybe they want to stay open. It doesn't matter. Just to listen to what I'm saying as you notice yourself getting more and more relaxed. Because as you're staring at that spot, or you're sitting with your eyes closed, I'm going to start telling you a story. A story about something that you may find interesting, you may find weird. It's not really important what you find it. All that's important is that you allow yourself to just keep drifting into the state that's beginning to develop now. So keep looking at that spot, or keep your eyes closed. And as you do, I want you to allow yourself to think about a tomato plant. Because you know, and I know, that a tomato plant starts out as a seed, but then after being watered, and being covered with soil, and having interaction with nutrients, it starts to grow and sprout. It creates a little plant. And the little plant starts to grow. It starts to get bigger and bigger. It starts to get bigger and bigger. And just in the same way that experiences in your mind can start as something small and start to get bigger and bigger and bigger as they grow more and more intense as you get more and more relaxed. Now, go ahead and allow yourself to think back about that tomato plant. Allow yourself to really keep thinking about that tomato plant. Tomato plants, they start growing out of the ground, and they just keep growing until eventually they grow leaves, more and more leaves, and they start growing flowers. And the flowers start to grow, and as they grow, they get pollinated by the bees. And as the bees come in and pollinate them, they start to grow into tomatoes. And you know, and well, you may not know, that tomatoes actually have in their flower, they have both the male and the female part of the reproductive organs inside of that one flower. And what the bee does when it comes to take pollen from it is it vibrates the flower so that it shakes the pollen from the inside to the outside so that the flower can become fertilized and become a tomato. And so, if you garden at home, you can shake the tomato plants, or you can touch it with an electric toothbrush to get the same kind of experience. And that's exactly what I'm talking about. So I want you to think about something else. I want you to allow yourself to think about multiplication tables and algorithms. I want you to think about the number 7. You can multiply 7 by 1 and get 7, 7 by 2 and get 14, and 7 by 3 and get 21, which then gives you a numerical pattern of 7, 4, 1 as the endings. You can multiply 7 by 4, in which case you get 28. You can multiply 7 by 5, in which case you get 35. Or 7 times 6, in which case you get 42. So you notice the pattern goes 7, 4, 1, 8, 5, 2. And guess what? It continues. 9, 6, 3. 10, 7, 4, or 0, 7, 4. Just notice that numbers work algorithmically. And lots of things work algorithmically. At this point, you may be wondering why it is that I'm talking about algorithms and all of these other things. But really, what's important is that you've allowed yourself to pay attention to the words that I'm saying and really let yourself go back to that tomato plant. Because as you're thinking about that tomato plant, there's something interesting about a tomato plant. A tomato plant can feel good for no reason at all. And it doesn't really take that much effort for a tomato plant to start out the day well. I mean, really all a tomato plant needs is water, sunlight, soil, and the right temperature. And if it has those things, it's gonna grow. And if it's growing, it's having a good day. And it's something to just allow yourself to really think about now. Because you may have been wondering again why I was talking about the things that I was talking about, as you're starting to feel yourself relaxing more and more now. But it may be obvious to you, or it may not, but there's a certain amount of feeling good for no reason that can happen once you allow yourself to quit thinking about the things that you were thinking about before. And that's really where this video comes in. It's not so much that I'm going to sit down and say to you over and over again, you feel good for no reason. You feel good for no reason. You feel good for no reason. You feel good for no reason at all. No matter what you do, you feel good. I mean, I could do that. Some hypnotists do that. Some hypnotists talk about the direct drive technique. Some hypnotists like to stack suggestions that way. Really, for me, something I want you to think about is that before you were watching this video, you felt however you felt. And as you've been watching this video, you again felt however you felt. But what is interesting is that there's no necessary guarantee of how one should feel about a thing like a video like this. And that's the thing to really keep in mind. If you feel up or you feel down, that's all how you feel. And you know that as you're thinking about this, you know that I'm right, and you know that you can find yourself feeling good for no reason at all. Because it doesn't really matter why you feel how you feel. And with that in mind, I want you to just take a nice, long, slow, deep breath. And as you release it, go ahead and close your eyes. If they were still open, just let yourself relax. And allow yourself to drift back, to drift further and further back in time, until you get to a point where you have a memory that's very happy. A memory that just makes you laugh when you think about it. Just allow yourself to really, really think about that memory. Let yourself sit on it and just have a good chuckle. And I hope that, like my memory, your memory is a good, funny one. A good, funny one of somebody worth remembering. And just allow yourself to really enjoy that memory for a second. Feel the feeling of the smile spreading across your face. And know that, again, it doesn't really take a whole lot of effort to feel good. All you have to do is think about things that make you feel good. All you have to do is let go of what you were thinking about before and let yourself think of things that make you feel good. And it's just kind of interesting if you just allow your mind to keep thinking about things that are really funny or things that make you feel good or things that make you happy about somebody that you know. It can get easier and easier to find yourself feeling good for no reason at all. Because it's not like it really takes a whole lot of effort to feel good. In those moments where you find yourself feeling good, you know that generally there's something going on emotionally for you. There's something pushing it. And you know, and I know, that you can be happy because you have happy thoughts. You can be happy because there are things to be happy about. You can be happy for many reasons if you just allow yourself to have the experience. So now I want you to just take another nice, long, slow, deep breath. And as you release, just let your mind think about one more thing that in the past has made you very happy. It could be anything in the whole wide world. It doesn't really matter what it is, but just allow yourself to think about that one thing that makes you so happy. Or one thing, just one random thing that makes you so happy. And just connect to that. And as you do, just really enjoy that experience. And think to yourself one more time about that tomato plant. Look at that tomato plant. It starts the seed, grows into a sproutling, becomes a plant, grows lots of foliage, and then starts to grow flowers. And just notice what it's like as that plant is working and growing all of those tomatoes. And notice the tomato plant can be happy for no reason at all. And as you think about that, I want you to just let your attention drift away from the wall. Let your attention drift back to me. And as you do, just find yourself feeling more and more awake, more and more aware, more and more back in your body, more and more back in this time period. Feeling yourself doing all the things that you need to do now to feel wide awake and good for no reason at all, because you know that you can. And I hope this video was interesting or entertaining to you. If you liked it, please feel free to give me a comment or a like below. Feel free to share with anybody you think this would be of interest to. And definitely hope to see you next time. Bye-bye.